So there has been a little bit of drama in Merida, Mexico. If you want to hear my story and my perspective on it and me spilling the tea, stay tuned. Hello my loves, Kelly here, and welcome to A Slice of My World. I'm so excited that you've come to spend some time with me. So today I'm going to share with you guys story time, okay? And there's usually not a lot of drama in my life, and I guess technically speaking, this is not my drama, but I chose to weigh in on it. So here in Merida, there are all these different groups of people that meet up. Well, they don't meet up, but they meet up on social media. There are expat groups where you can go and you can find different resources, answers to your questions, you know, those types of things. And one of the groups I shared with you guys, and if you missed that video, I'll put that card up above, was for the brothers and sisters of Merida. And that group is specifically for people of color who are moving to Merida, Mexico, and want to kind of, you know, have a social gathering, have a safety net, if you will, to catch them when they first arrive, because transitioning from one country to another can be overwhelming. So before I get deep into the story, how about you hit the subscribe button or hit that like button if you have not done so already. I almost always forget to say that in the beginning. So this time I remembered, only because I want to keep you guys in suspense. But no, so anyway, so there is another group here called the Black Mexpats. And this group has been in existence pretty much since just after I arrived here in 2018. Well, this group admin, for whatever reason, has gone on a warpath, but she's been a bully for several years. And many people have stories, but nobody was saying anything because, you know, why create a divide? Why cause a rift? Why even give someone that much merit or that much energy? So let me share with you guys what she posted sort of publicly, I guess. And I'll explain what I mean by sort of publicly shortly. Her post says, a few months ago, another group of our Black expat community started their own group for folks that are here in Merida. The Black Mexpat group covers the entire country, so it seems natural that a more targeted group would be formed. The other group has been privately messaging people in this group to join them. I want to introduce that group to everyone here to do away with the need for members of that group to contact people in private, and for those that want to be a part of both groups to feel like they don't have to choose one or the other. For newbies, please feel free to connect with the folks in that group, as they seem to have a very active social vibe. Hopefully this will put an end to the need for them to have to invite members in secret. Here's the issue, if you will, on that, and then I'm going to give you guys some history. So the first problem with her post is she basically said these people are shady. The people in the other group, the brothers and sisters who she names, at the very bottom she shares the link for you to be able to go to the group. And she says they are privately messaging. So in other words, they have gone through her member list and started sending people private messages to come and join our group, you know, and they can't grow their group based on her logic unless they troll through her group's members. So that's an issue, considering the fact that the group is on Facebook. So if you put in Merida, Mexico, even without me having done a video and countless others sharing this group, chances are if you're coming to Merida or you're curious about Merida and you were on Facebook, you were going to find this group. So there's no need for anybody to have to go behind the scenes and invite people secretly. So that was the first thing, was to put the vibe out there that the admins of this particular group are shady. Okay. The other part of that is, if you are a person like me who believes in doing business and dealing with people who have integrity, and you trust this person, you will avoid the other group because you've now been told basically they're shady. And anytime someone else mentions that group, you're going to say, I heard they were shady, and you're not going to join. So really her goal was not to bring people into the group. It was not to assist the group. It was really to run them under the bus and to keep you in her group. Okay, so now a little background from me on this person and why I feel I definitely know her intent. In 2016, I'll put a link up here again, I went to Nicaragua and I met this lady while I was in Nicaragua, and I thought she was a nice lady. And it was really interesting to me because the expats that I did meet in Nicaragua were like, when I said, well, she said the expats here aren't very nice, and they were like, you're gonna learn. Like, and nobody really told me what it was that I was gonna learn, but I didn't stay long enough to truly learn. And so I left and I moved to Thailand, and I kept in touch with this lady. We started a group. There were 6 of us all together called Black Women Thriving Abroad. There was a woman from Belize, a woman from Costa Rica, a woman from Colombia, or I shouldn't say from, we were all Americans. We lived in these countries. Someone that lived in Mexico, she was in Nicaragua, and there was a girl that was still in the States who is now in Mexico, that the perspective was, you know, we're still working to get there kind of thing. And we helped grow this group, Black Women Thriving Abroad. And when it was time for me to make a change from Thailand in 2018, I just knew I wanted to come back to this side of the world to be closer to my family. I didn't really know exactly where it was that I was going. But over the couple of years, I kept in touch with this lady, again, thought she was a friend, and Nicaragua was erupting. And she decided that she would come to Merida. Did I already tell y'all to subscribe? If I didn't, you should subscribe. And the fact that I put that in the middle of all this, I still got a little ways to go, so stick around. Okay, so anyway, so I told her I needed to leave, and she mentioned Merida, Mexico. Guys, Mexico wasn't even on my radar, and I had certainly never heard of Merida, especially since Mexico was not on my radar. So I started doing research, and I was like, this sounds like a promising place. And since she was coming, I was like, I'll have an ally there. I will have a friend. Well, in the interim, the woman that lived in Belize was also looking for a change, and she also moved to Merida, but she beat me here. And when she got here, they had gone out and they had, had dinner or lunch or whatever it was and spent time together. And the admin of the Black Mexpat group had nothing but bad things to say about this lady. And, and I'm the type of person, I make up my own mind about, just because you and that person may have a problem, that doesn't automatically, because you're my friend, mean I'm going to have a problem with that person. So we all got together and had dinner, and I liked this lady. And guys, that was my crime, that I liked this lady. And so when the dinner was over, I asked Carolyn, I says, well, the dinner went great, and she seemed like, what you said before might have been a one-off. What do you think? Well, I still think, and she had ugly things to say. And then what she said to me was, well, I'm really sorry that I'm telling you all these bad things because I don't want you to think badly of her. And I told her, whatever's going on between you and her has nothing to do with me. She and I seem to get along fine. You and her may not. And, so whatever's between the two of you, I'm not going to be in the middle of that. I liked her. And after that, I was no longer an admin of Black Women Thriving Abroad. I was downgraded to moderator, which was fine. And so was the lady from Belize, downgraded to moderator. And neither of us really cared. We thought it was kind of a laughing point that this was so important to her, that we not like each other, that we were being punished for our disloyalty to her. And so then there's another lady here who I won't name, And she's a nice lady, and met up with her and liked her too. And we would get together and we would do things together. And they were without the woman that admins the Black Mexpats. And so for that, we got completely kicked out of the group, no explanation whatsoever, and that was that. Now, my issue isn't that I got downgraded or kicked out of a group. Here's my biggest issue on where I have a problem with a passive-aggressive person doing their best to punish you for not doing what they want you to do, what they feel like you should do. And we're all grown. We're not kids anymore. We're not in our 20s. We old enough to have grandchildren. We in our 50s and 60s. And so when I got here, she was the only person that I knew, and she speaks Spanish. So for those of you that may not know who I am, may not follow my journey, I'm battling lupus. And there are days when lupus really beats my body up to the point where I can hardly move. There have been days on end where I didn't eat because I couldn't get up to cook. And so now, fortunately, I have a personal chef that comes in twice a week, and it sounds like, oh, she got a, wonderful life, but I have a personal chef, so I'll eat. So that on those days that I'm in pain, that I can actually be fed and not be malnourished like I was at the beginning of 2020. Okay, so on this particular day, I was in an insane amount of pain, and it was about 1:30, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I had not yet had anything to eat because I was just in so much pain. So I tried to order a pizza, and because I did not have a Mexican phone number, when I went to order online, it would not allow me to order online. Then I tried calling. Well, guys, my Spanish is not that great to start, but when I'm in absolute pain, trying to convert to a second language, it just wasn't happening. And when they realized that I spoke very little Spanish or I couldn't understand them, they just hung up on me. So I was having difficulties getting something to eat. And by this time, like I said, it's 1:30, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And so I sent her a message and I said, hey, listen, I know, since you speak Spanish, can you just call? She didn't have to leave her house. She didn't have to put in any extra effort. Can you just call and order me a pizza? Now, for those of you that use apps that Facebook has, Messenger, WhatsApp, it will show you when that person has seen your message, okay? And she saw my message almost immediately and nothing. Didn't hear from her. No, hey, I'm in the middle of a meeting. None of that. Absolutely no word whatsoever. So around 8 or 8:30, imagine what I'm feeling like at that point. I literally called the US to a friend of mine who speaks Spanish and had my friend from the US call Mexico and order me something to eat. And the next time I saw this person, I said to her, I sent you the message on the day that I was in pain. Oh, I saw it and I forgot. No, guys, she did not forget. This was her way of punishing me. And in the interim, she has gone around the city. Anytime someone mentions me, I used to host a business coffee, and she was running my coffee under the bus. And it seems to me that if you move to Merida and you start a group, that's a problem for her, especially if you're Black. That is a problem for her. You are now direct competition, and she is pissed off because who do you think you are doing what she did? Okay? You got some nerve. Everybody's supposed to fall under her purview like a baby Trump. And so she just seems to have this issue. So I actually at one point had a conversation with her. She asked me why I felt that people were ghosting her. And I was very honest. If you guys have met me in real life, you know what you see with me is what you get. I don't bite my tongue. I'm not worried about, what you think of. You ask me, I am going to tell you the truth. And so I shared with her the truth, and then what she had to say as a rebuttal is, well, more people like me than don't like me. Well, I'm just telling you my perspective on why I'm ghosting you, why I want nothing to do with you. And that was, there were some other things, but at that point, I didn't share with her that I was really offended and hurt that she would leave me in pain and hungry. I just knew that she was someone that I needed to keep a distance from, and she was very condescending, and she's kind of a bully. And if you don't do it her way, then you're going to be punished. So what has happened since these ladies have gone in and created this group is anybody that is in the group that is spending too much time at these actual events, or that makes a comment in her group about something going on in that group, she will remove you, she will kick you out, and she will never respond to you as to why. Just completely passive aggressive. And normally, like I said, I wouldn't weigh in on stuff, but there were a few reasons that I weighed in on this. Obviously, I have some personal feelings caught up in this, and I'm not going to sit back and say that I don't. So when she went public, I felt like, well, you know what? If we go in public, then let's go public. Okay? So I'm putting it in my, you guys, if you follow me, you know I don't do this, but we doing it today. Okay? The other reason that I did it is because I came from 20 years of real estate, and my character, my integrity, my reputation are very important to me. And the ladies that run the Brothers and Sisters of Merida, they are very much the same way. So when you say that they're, behind the scenes, on the sneak, bringing in your people, you basically just attack their reputation. So I wanted to come on as my testimonial, if you will, and let you all know that these are not ladies that I just know because they came to Merida. Like one of the ladies I've been friends with for years, we were friends in Chiang Mai. So I know the character of these ladies. I know that they did their best to work with, with her group. When they first started the Brothers and Sisters of Merida, they made sure that their events did not overlap her events so that people didn't have to choose. So in my mind, for her to go on this very public, passive aggressive, seeming like she's trying to be the bigger person or being the more adult person, that is not what is happening here. This is her playing with words and feeling defeat, because what has happened is if there is a choice of her event versus their event, people are canceling going to her events and they're coming to her to the other events. And part of that is you can see the passion in what it is that these ladies are doing. And people want excellence, they don't want mediocrity. And I'm gonna leave it at that. And yes, this might not be exactly a tree, but I did just plant a shade tree. I'm just letting you know. People don't like mediocre, and they don't like passive aggressive, and they don't care for insecure. And then lastly, we don't do competition. Competition is based in scarcity. We do collaboration, and we all try to collaborate with this lady. We all try to help her and be on her side, and that way we could all be great together. And while I don't wish her any ill will, I want everybody to be successful. I want everybody to be great. She could be great over there. I want everybody to eat, even though she left me out there hungry, but you ain't got to eat at my table. So this hopefully will be the only time you all will ever see me down in the muck and mire on somebody's low level, rolling around in the shit. And I'm about to pick myself up now. I feel like I need to go get a shower and put on some new deodorant because that was stanky. And so hopefully you guys will never see me do that again. And if you like this video, please subscribe. Don't share this one. I mean, you could, but I don't know if this served nobody per se, except to let you know if you are going to join one of these groups, what the vibe is in each place. So if you want a place where the people have integrity, where they are not sneaking behind the scenes, and they genuinely want to have a air of camaraderie and collaboration, visit the group I told you about. And the other group, if you want to go over there, go on over there, child. Go on over there. But I ain't tell you to go. All right, guys. I mean, if you want to go, go. All right, I'll talk with y'all later. Have an amazing day. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and you can click on links below in the description to support the channel in other ways. See you next time when I'll be out of the muck and mire.
Yeah.
Bye.